to introduce members of the panel. I'm the moderator, and my name is Ruben Abat from Arise News Television and This Day Newspaper. To my immediate right is Maokwe Ogun Yusuf from Channels Television. Next to her is Nnamdi Odipo from Nigerian Television Authority, NTA. And then across the room, directly in front of me, we have Umar Farouk from Voice of America, VOA. Next to him is Azubike Ishekman, Managing Director, Leadership News. And then sitting directly in front of me is Ruth Olurumbi. Ruth Olurumbi is with Bloomberg News. The last but not the least, Babajide Olade Otitoju from TV Continental, TVC. So, Mr. President, let's start by commiserating with you and the people of Nigeria on the recent tragedy in Ibadan, Anambra, and also the Federal Capital Territory, in which quite a number of people, about 65 persons in total, including children, lost their lives as a result of what is called palliative distribution stamp. But unfortunately, we commiserate with you and the people of Nigeria. But what is the guarantee that the next Christmas and the New Year will be better for Nigeria? What is the guarantee that the average Nigerian will be happier by this time next year than he or she is at this time?
Thank you very much. It's a very serious and big feeling for all of us to lose loved ones, children, particularly in Oyo State, but then followed by various other reports. But are we looking at it from organizers' point of view? Or are you looking at it from the goodwill gesture of the people trying to give out whatever they have access to? And it's very sad that people are not well organized. We just have to be more disciplined in our society. Okay. Condolences to those who lost a family member. But it is good to give. I have been given out foodstuffs, commodities, including envelopes and body loan for the last 25 years. I've never experienced this kind of incident because we are organized, prone to discipline. And if you know you don't have enough to give, don't attempt to even give or publicize it. Is the question. No, every society, even in America, they have food banks. They have hungry people. In Britain, they have food banks. They have warehouses. They are organized. They take turns to be in line and take turns to collect. It's unfortunate. We just have to. It's a reflection in our bus stops where we don't even want to be on queue before we rush into the vehicle. It is very sad, but we continue to learn from our mistakes. To me, I see this as a very grave error on the part of the organizers. But things are improving. It doesn't kill our happiness for this season. It should be. We should just get on with it.
Mr. President, we must admit, though, that things have been pretty tough this year for many households. And they, perhaps on the back of the reforms that you have also admitted, have been quite tough on Nigerians. With benefit of hindsight, do you think that perhaps you could have phased the removal of subsidy on fuel and the harmonization of forex rates? Or do you think that you could have withheld it until there was a contingency plan?
What's contingency? Where is it? We were spending our future. We are spending our generations, but we were not investing.
But are we
We are just deceiving ourselves. That reform is necessary. I could see the smugglers fighting back. That one doesn't affect me.
Oh no.
It affects smuggling. Why should you have expenditures that you don't have revenue? I don't want to question people with a five limousine type of vehicles on the roads. But we should teach management with all our programs. We have to manage our resources within our means. There's no way out that you give out fuel and allow all the entire neighboring countries as Father Christmas. I don't have any regret whatsoever in moving the subsidy. It is necessary. We cannot spend our future generations' investment upfront.
But do you think it should have been done in bits?
It is part of the fear that is unnecessary. First, no matter how you cut it or you slice it in segments, you still have to meet the bill. So, cut your code. Stimulate to your side. It's what we must manage. Management is the issue. And we have no choice but to pull the handbrake. Otherwise, we are headed for slippery slopes that will be sought in financial disaster. For not just for us, but our children and grandchildren. Where is the inheritance? Where is the pathway for prosperity?
You've already prospected into the next fiscal year with the presentation of the budget for restoration. And congratulations on that. But Mr. President, what people are more concerned about is the issue of debt servicing. It exceeds education, health, and infrastructure combined. So a lot of people are wondering, especially critics of your budget, I'm sure you're aware of that, are wondering how you intend to close the budget deficit and balance that against the likelihood of more borrowing in the new year, or rather in 2025, for perhaps capital projects.
Borrowing is not criminal. We have been coming from mismatch of our needs. We have a serious infrastructural deficit. If you don't put money on a long-term matching project, a long-term basis, we don't have the short-term to manage a long-term business. It's mismatch. That's one. Yes, we have headed the wrong road in the past. I don't want to look at that. I want to think about prosperity for our country. I want to think about tomorrow, today. What is the element of this borrowing? Capital project. Our roads are terrible. Our internet is not up to the level that we want as a technology-driven nation. We are still indebted in electricity and deficient in power generation. How do you slice it? You have to take it with the two hands and brace up for a very, very strong, push. It's like a pregnant woman. Yes, big expectation and big contraction and labor pain. You go through it. The baby is born. You are happy. If that baby is alive, you have the joy of that, and that is what we are working at. It's not just because we want to inflict pain on anybody. No, it's because we share the same value. We want this country to grow. There's no other way out of it. unless we invest in our today prosperity and opportunity.
Yes, understand. One president inherited cover from President Jonathan. He investigated the service chiefs, and there are a lot of reports of abuse of corruption. Are you considering to investigate the security chiefs of Muhammad Buhari and plan and to ensure that the money given for security are judicially utilized?
So today, I have confidence in my security architecture of the country. It is very, very unfortunate that, 2 decades of wanton killing. I remember when I jumped into the campaign, I had to stop the campaign to pay condolence visits to Maiduguri, Katsina, Kaduna, Koda. Today, you can still travel the roads. Before now, it was impossible. It takes one incident to mess up an organized environment. It takes one. You cannot say the military are not prepared when the 9th Brigade Battalion was attacked. You can laugh at your nation because of that. The enemies within and without are watching what you are doing. You have to be prepared 100%, 24 hours of the time to make sure that people are safe. Today, that is not the story any longer. People can leave Kaduna and still go towards Kapacha by road. Well, the road may not be that smooth and not be worn. Gradually, it will be there. We cry about borrowing. Today, I have 60 from 98% thereabout of debt service. I brought it down to 68 thereabout percent. Give credit, please. We are managing it. We have exited what used to be a problem of ways and means, where we have no financial control and fiscal discipline. More money going down for development. More revenue being generated are being distributed. Today we have autonomy for local government. As some of you, including Otitoju, will remember my lamentation, my argument with Obasanjo about the need for grassroots development when I created 37 local government development areas for Lagos State. Go there now, you see development. You see rapid contact with the people at the grassroots. That is where people live. They are not living with me in Abuja now, except bureaucrats. And we have to do that. Well, I'll say I'm drawing water from a dry well. And Nigeria is moving forward. Regardless of critics, this is a project of restoration and hope. And that Nigeria is on the path of recovery. We can't finish the job in one calendar year. And I'm not giving myself an excuse. It's only 18 months.
You asked about whether you are going to grow service chiefs.
I'm not proving anybody service chiefs or service chiefs. You cannot disrespect the institution because of a threat of a probe. And you cannot fight this war without investment in technology, in weaponry, and training. There might be leakages here and there, not wholesale. We put a very effective control mechanism in place to monitor our budget releases. And those funds have been judiciously used. Consider the welfare of our servicemen and women. Consider it. They are living in and operating in a very serious condition. We have a huge country, a very huge one, and a lot of forests, unoccupied spaces. Give them credit for what they are doing. I am proud of what they are doing today. No need to prove.
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. My question is still on the cost of the living crisis, which has been described as the worst in the generation, and then the budget as well. Your plan is to, inflation is currently at 34%. Your plan in the current budget, the 2025 budget, is to bring it down to 10%.
Yeah.
How will you plan that?
Okay. One, produce more for consumption locally. Spot export. I mean import. Give reasonable level of funding and assistance, low interest rate to farmers. Improve the security as you see in the budget, so that they can return to their farms and produce more food. And encourage the procurement and manufacturing of drugs in Nigeria. We have what it takes. Talk to Professor Patrick. He's doing an excellent job. Trying to encourage. All I need to do is put the incentive in place in order for them to harness what is possible in Nigeria. It is about time we do all of those. Bring the cost of governance down. We try.
So I wanted to follow up on that and ask, aside healthcare that you mentioned as your priority for more production, you said to produce more. What other sectors are you targeting? Are you looking forward to in terms of more production?
Drug production. We are talking of agriculture. We're talking of export incentive. Harnessing our marine ecosystem. Bring affordable transportation. We have this compressed natural gas program that is taking hold. It will bring the cost down gradually.
So that was a follow-up. So my question is regarding foreign direct investments that you've been working on. We've seen Shell make commitments to invest $5 billion in the energy field.
Yes.
We've seen Total Energies as well. What other sectors are you expecting investments to come into next year? And how are you going to attract investors to come, entice them to come to Nigeria?
Incentive for auto manufacturing. Today we have solid mineral in abundance. Kaduna has the largest deposit of lithium. That's around the same thing. And if you encourage electric vehicles plus the compressed natural gas, you will attract automobile assembly in Nigeria instead of this second-hand market that is not creating jobs.
What incentive specifically? You said incentive.
Tax incentive, tax holiday, land rebate, manageable pays, a lot of broad-based economic program that is attractive to foreign investment.
Also, back to the matter of generating controversy in the country, some people are not happy. They are complaining that there wasn't enough time to engage stakeholders so that they can come to some unanimity on the matter. I know that you met with some governors and some leaders, especially from northern Nigeria. What is the situation on the tax bill? What steps are you prepared to take so that we can put this matter to bed? And then secondly, you talked about your desire to reduce the cost of governance. Many people will say you have not. Yes, you took some steps earlier, but they will say those steps are not enough. You have a very large cabinet. They will want you to do something about the size of your cabinet. Is it something that you are prepared to do? Basically, what do you intend to do to bring down the cost of governance?
I'm not prepared to bring down the size of my cabinet. One, I saw the need when I put them together. You don't give somebody an assignment that they cannot fulfill. No. Job description must be efficient and effective. Nigeria is a large country, and I'm glad you are here. If you are to entertain over 2 100 million just on entertainment. Calculate how many stewards will you require. That's just for entertainment, not the cleaner, not just tables. It seems me let's pay attention to efficiency. Efficiency, effectiveness is the hallmark of the philosophy behind that habit. I'm not ready to shrink a little bit of it. I need them at their own added value. Effectively. Show me one. And I argue with you.
Well, that's
Show me one.
Well, it's a second part of the question.
Okay. Yes, I was going to ask
That's the tax.
That reform is here to stay. If we cannot just continue to do what we were doing yesterday in today's economy, we cannot retool this economy with the old broken books. And I believe I have that capacity. I believe so. That's why I went into the race. I am focused, lots of focus on what Nigeria needs and what I must do for Nigerians. It's just not going to be El Dorado for everybody. But the new dawn is here. I'm convinced. And you should be convinced. You should help propagate that conviction.
I'm writing back, Mr. President, to the budget. The value in Naira of the current budget that you presented is 49.7 trillion. But there are some people who have worked it out and said that in terms of dollar value, because of the depreciation of the Naira, because we lost about $8 billion we have to buy. How are you going to meet that deficit?
I don't spend in dollars. I only associate with it because of the global transaction. But Naira, for Naira, it's okay. Even the target of this administration is based upon what we earn in dollar converted to Naira. When you look at the petroleum revenue. But today I can tell you, push me to my brag mode. In the last 3 months, I've not taken a penny from NNPC before I meet my other obligations.
Quickly.
To me, that's excellent.
Yes,
That's excellent. I repeat, without falling back to the old order, without going into ways and means, I've met all obligations.
Mr. President, are you marking yourself?
Eh?
Are you marking when you say that's excellent? Are you scoring yourself?
Why not? Will you score me?
Shouldn't Nigerians do it?
If you help me to. But I should grade myself if I did my own work right.
Well,
Sir, I wanted to come back to. So I want to go back to the issue of the tax reform. One of the key contentions there is the VAT. And I wanted to know if you said the tax reform has come to stay, but I wanted to know if you are prepared to make any concessions regarding that VAT that seems to be problematic.
Why do you want to know that today? Tax matters are subject of debate, reviews, negotiations until you reach consensus. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't mind cutting edges. I will.
On that note, Mr. President, we'll take a short break here on the program. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's first media chat here in Ikoyi, Lagos. We'll be right back.